Welcome to the What's New presentation for MDA V8.7.7. My name is Mathan Kumar Raju, and I am the Product Manager for MDA at ETAS. In this video, I will walk you through the new features and improvements included in this release. You can find the corresponding timestamps for each topic in the video description below. And as always, we welcome your feedback. Please use the link in the comments section to share your thoughts with us. The first section explains how MDA V8.7.7 handles configurations created with future MDA versions. Previously, MDA V8 could open configurations from newer versions and imported measurement files with time offsets. During this process, all layers and oscilloscopes and tables were imported first. With the release of MDA V8.7.7, support for importing the scatterplot instrument has been added. To demonstrate this capability, I created an example configuration using 4 measurement files. All available MDA instruments like oscilloscope, scatterplot, table, GPS, and so on are represented at least once across multiple layers. And the Configuration Manager clearly shows these instruments, including the presence of a calculated signal. I then made a copy of the configuration file in XDX format and modified it, so that it appears to originate from a future MDA version. When loading this configuration from the future into MDA V8.7.7, an information dialog appears indicating that the configuration cannot be loaded directly. Instead, MDA creates a new empty configuration and imports all compatible objects from the original file into this new setup. The original configuration remains unchanged, ensuring that no data or content is lost. As part of this compatibility import process, MDA V8.7.7 now supports importing scatterplot instruments, including their assigned signals and settings. In future MDA releases, this compatibility mechanism will be extended to support all remaining instrument types as well as calculated signals. In this section, I would like to introduce a new instrument called the Phasor Diagram, which is designed to visualize 3-phase signals from an electric motor. To demonstrate this, I have already created a Phasor diagram with signals in it and 2 oscilloscopes as well. Here in this Phasor diagram instrument, you can assign signals such as voltage, current, and phases to them. Currently, these signals must be assigned correctly, but future versions will have the possibility to automatically save and restore the assigned signal positions from the user settings. At the top of the instrument, there is a summary area displaying key values including voltage, current, phase, and other important electrical characteristics. The bottom section features a graphical view that simultaneously illustrates both the magnitude and phase angle between voltage and current, making it easy to understand their behavior. The solid line represents the voltage value and the dotted line represents the current value. The Phasor diagram can also be synchronized with other instruments, such as the oscilloscope, which is shown on the left. For instance, you can synchronize it to battery voltage and current or motor voltage and current. When you move the active cursor on the oscilloscope, you can instantly see how the voltage, current, and phase relationship changes in the Phasor diagram. This functionality allows for detailed analysis of phase shifts and overall motor behavior. In summary, this new Phasor diagram instrument provides a clear and intuitive way to analyze 3-phase electric motor signals. In this section, I would like to show the fast drawing of signal curves in an oscilloscope. During the initial draw, the signal data is read from the file. The displayed signals are then stored in a cache, which allows subsequent redraws to use the cached data instead of reloading from the file. The additional memory usage is kept low because only the signals used in the configuration are cached, and the maximum cache size is defined. First, let's look at how this works in the older versions of MDA. I now have opened MDA V8.7.4 build. In this example configuration, I have created two oscilloscopes, each displaying around 30 to 50 signals, resulting in nearly 1 million samples that need to be rendered. Now, let's observe the drawing performance. When I zoom in, the data is read again from the file, and the signals are redrawn. The same happens when I resize the instrument. The data is reloaded, and the curves are drawn again. Drawing the full set of signals takes a significant amount of time. Next, let's open the same configuration in the new MDA V8.7.7. Again, we have two oscilloscopes with the same signals as before. You can see the initial drawing, and you'll notice how quickly the nearly 1 million samples are displayed. Now, when I zoom in, the signals are rendered almost instantly. The same improvement is visible when I resize the instrument. The drawing speed is significantly faster than before. This new behavior works independently of whether an ASAM standard index is available, and it also applies when the index does not provide sufficient resolution. During loading, MDA checks whether the file is indexed, and if it is not, on-the-fly indexing is performed automatically. This approach is especially beneficial for raster or channel groups with many signals, as well as for calculated signals with historical data, such as integrals and averages. In this section, I'd like to demonstrate the new Zoombox option available in both the oscilloscope and the scatterplot. In previous MDA versions, zooming was limited to one direction at a time. You could either zoom horizontally or vertically. To zoom horizontally, you would hold the right mouse button and drag from top to bottom or bottom to top, which zoomed into the value axis. To zoom vertically, you would drag from right to left or left to right while holding the right mouse button, which zoomed into the time axis. With MDA V8.7.7, a new Zoombox option has been introduced. By holding the right mouse button and dragging diagonally, you can draw a rectangular zoom box. This allows you to zoom simultaneously along both the time and value axis. In other words, in both the X and Y directions at the same time. This makes it much easier to focus on a specific region of interest in the data. And we don't need any more multiple zoom operations to achieve this Zoombox behavior. The Zoombox option is available not only in the oscilloscope, but also in the scatterplot, where the same interaction and behavior apply. In this section, I'd like to highlight the improvements made to the export measure file dialog. In previous MDA versions, exporting measured data involved a validation step that could be quite time-consuming. The validation was triggered when the dialog was opened and again every time a parameter was changed. For example, the start or end time, the selected file format, or other settings. Depending on the size of the measure file and the number of warnings or errors, this validation could take anywhere from a few seconds to several minutes, leading to noticeable and often a lot of delays in usability. With MDA V8.7.7, this process has been significantly improved. When you select a measure file, or a set of signals and start the export action, the dialog now opens immediately. You can then adjust parameters such as the time range or the output file format without any delay. A new validate option has been added to the dialog. This allows you to trigger validation only when you are ready. After clicking validate, any warnings or errors are checked and summarized in the designated area of the dialog. Once validation is complete, you can proceed with the export. If you make further changes, you can simply validate again. The export itself continues to run in the background, just as before. After the export is finished, you can drag and drop the exported file directly into your configuration. You can add new files or replace existing ones by dropping them onto the corresponding items in the File Explorer. In this section, I'd like to give you an overview of the support for the MDF version 4.3 file format in MDA V8.7.7. In this release with MDA V8.7.7, we now support MDF V4.3 file format. Both LZ4 and ZSTD compression types are supported. MDA can now both read and write MDF V4.3 measurement file format, ensuring full compatibility with the updated format. Let's take a look at how an MDF 4.3 measurement file is created. I have a measure file in my configuration, and the file format of it is MDF 4.1. When you select this measurement file and choose the Export Measured Data, the export dialog opens. Here, you select the MDF 4.3 file format. And I'm changing the file name as well. After completing the validation step, you can start the export. Once the export is complete, you can simply drag and drop the exported file into your configuration. You'll see that MDA can also read measurement files in the MDF 4.3 format. Now, while looking into the file information, we can yet see the exported MDF 4.3 file format is read in MDA, allowing you to seamlessly work with MDF 4.3 file format. By default, the export uses the ZSTD compression algorithm, which provides a higher compression rate compared to other methods like deflate or LZ4. If needed, you can change the compression algorithm through a configurable setting in the MCD core initialization file. In this section, I'd like to show a usability improvement in the statistical instrument. With MDA V8.7.7, you can now reorder signals within the instrument. This makes it easy to group related signals together and organize the view for more efficient analysis. You can select a single signal or multiple signals at once and simply drag and drop them to change their order. To support this interaction, a visual drop indicator is displayed while you drag the signals. This indicator shows exactly where the signals will be placed when you release them. Now we see the vehicle speed, engine temperature, and engine speed signals are displayed next to each other. This enhancement makes signal grouping effortless and helps you perform faster and more structured analysis. Conclude, here is the complete overview of the new features in MDA V8.7.7. For more details, please take a look at the What's New slides, available both inside MDA 8 and on the ETAS website. We'd really appreciate your feedback. Please let us know how useful this video was for you by using the link in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your interest in MDA 8.